As the sun disappears over the horizon at the Siding Spring Observatory, the telescopes wake up and prepare for a busy night of stargazing. At the same time, halfway across the world, the sun is rising over Miss Carina's class. This week the children are learning about stars. With Serol's help, they have requested their own observations. Here they are now. Flicking through the images, the children instantly notice that the star is behaving strangely. The star's brightness keeps changing. Miss Carina decides to send an email to Serol. Perhaps Serol can help them solve this mystery. It has been months since Serol's telescope network began exploring the stars. In that time, they have discovered all sorts of extraordinary cosmic wonders, but this is the first time Serol has ever seen a star whose brightness keeps changing. Serol is eager to find out what is happening to this star. That means taking a closer look. Miss Carina's pictures were taken by one of the smallest telescopes in Serol's network. They're great at seeing huge areas of the sky at once, but to see faint objects up close, Serol needs to ask one of the larger telescopes to take a look. When the images are returned, Serol can immediately see the problem. This poor star is sick. Serol is determined to help the star, but first it must find out what's wrong. This is a case for Dr. Serol. First things first, Serol must find out if anything like this has ever been seen before. A search through old space photographs reveals 4 objects behaving in the same unusual manner. To find out what they look like now, Serol requests new photographs of all 4 objects from the telescopes, and sits down to wait. Within just a few days, Serol receives the first set of pictures. Excitedly, Serol opens the first message from a telescope in Chile. The telescope explains what it's found. This is a baby star, newly formed from cosmic gas and dust. The young star is surrounded by a disk of material that blocks some of the star's light as it rotates. This is why the star's brightness looks like it's changing. Serol is pleased to learn that this star wasn't sick. Later that night, Serol received the second set of pictures. This video is from a telescope in Hawaii. The telescope tells Serol that this star lives in a big group alongside thousands of its brothers and sisters. And it has another friend too, a planet. Each time the planet flies around the star, it blocks some of the star's light for a short time. This star wasn't sick either. A few days later, a third message arrives. Serol opens it enthusiastically, wondering what kind of exotic star these pictures would contain. Serol was right to be excited. This object turns out not to be 1, but 2 stars. Both stars are very old and have lived out their entire lives together, orbiting around each other. The blinking effect is caused when one star crosses in front of the other. Serol is relieved that none of these stars are sick, but with just one clue left and no idea what is wrong with the sick star, Serol is beginning to worry. The next day, pictures of the final star arrive. They look a bit different from the others. The entire image is filled with colourful cosmic gas and dust. Deep in the centre, Serol spots a curious looking star. The telescope explains that this used to be a massive star, but one day, it exploded. The explosion was so violent that it sent the star's insides flying out into space. But the core survived as a much smaller star. Back at home, Serol is still thinking about the last star. Something about it was strange. Unlike all the other stars, its brightness was no longer changing. To figure out what happened to this star, Serol searches through old photographs. After looking at the pictures for a few minutes, Serol has a brilliant idea. Finally, Serol knows what's wrong with the sick star. Wasting no time, Serol requests new pictures of the star to check the diagnosis is correct. As soon as the new pictures arrive, Serol contacts Miss Carina's class to share the exciting news. The sick star is about to explode. The children are amazed. They had no idea stars could explode. Serol explains that over millions of years, the star's material will continue to drift into space, creating a huge supernova remnant, just like the one we saw earlier. Waving goodbye, the class thanks Serol for helping them solve the mystery of the sick star. Satisfied with a job well done, Serol sits back and recalls all the fascinating characters met along the way. Although stars are essentially gigantic balls of burning gas, during this adventure Serol has learned that they are born and grow old. How lucky Serol is to have telescope friends to help solve the mysteries of the cosmos. Who knows what we'll uncover next time?